Hello guys, my name's Sal, and today we're going to be talking about the editing techniques in film and television. There are many different cutting techniques in film and television. These different cuts can make the audience feel different emotions. One of the most simple editing techniques is the cut, and this is just cutting from one shot to another. This can be used to progress a story or change the way that the audience sees the action or subject in the shot.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't Mommy and Daddy show you enough attention when you were a child?
The next type of cut can be called cut on action or match on action. This editing technique is the exact same as cutting, however, as the title suggests, you are cutting when an actor performs an action. Match on action can be performed when an actor is moving through a door or turning around. It can be done on anything that will stop the audience from feeling the cut. In action films, cutting on a punch or a kick is favoured, however not necessary because cutting can be overdone. If you want to get an audience to see an object of importance in the scene, then you can use a cutaway. A cutaway is a cut that switches to a shot of an object that is important to the narrative. The shot can be in the same place as the character, or in a totally different space entirely.
What do you want, Barry? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
You can use a cutaway to show emotional distress in the character's head. Crosscutting is when the editor is cutting between different locations and showing action that may or may not be happening at the same time. The editing technique can be used for phone calls or again to get into someone's head. It can be used to cut between quiet location and loud location to give the audience a sense of juxtaposition and panic. This then also gives the audience a feeling of verisimilitude. Verisimilitude, for those who don't know, is a term in film and television for making the audience feel like they're in the film. Cross-cutting can get mixed up with parallel action, and they are very similar. Parallel action is when an editor cuts between two or more different characters that eventually meet up in the end of the sequence. The jump cut is a very interesting cut, because it can be used in many different ways, and make the audience feel many different things. A jump cut can be used to add a moment of urgency, shock, comedy, and many more. If you are a thriller/action fan, or a horror fan, then you'll have probably seen your fair share of jump cuts. In horror, they are used to shock the audience, and is normally accompanied by a very loud bang. And in thriller/action films, they are used to cut between the same shot, adding a sense of urgency. One of the most known places that jump cuts are used, apart from YouTube vlogging videos, are montages, and they are normally used to show the passing of time. One of the last editing techniques is the match cut. The match cut will visually match the previous shot in order to make the cut almost seamless. This is not only a good way to cut, but also is a great way to transition scenes. You do not only have to match the cut visually, you can also match the cut audibly, like in the famous scene from Austin Powers.
Sir, Dr. Evil's not bluffing. One of our satellites is falling out of orbit.
Which one?
It's the one that looks like a pair of...
Melons! Big, juicy melons!
Are they nice and firm?
Or what do you think?
Look at that! It looks like a set of giants.
Hey, and then you're late. How we doing? We're back! Yeah! Go Titans! Yeah! Check it out. Those remind me of boobs.
You can use these cuts in many different ways. However, the idea of an editor is to be invisible. And if the editor is noticed, then it can pull most, if not all, of the audience out of the movie. This concept of not being noticed can be played with by different editors to make what is called an invisible cut. An invisible cut is a cut that is hidden in a very blurry shot called a whip pan, or when the frame is hidden in darkness. It can give the illusion that the camera never stopped recording. And that's it. That's all of the cuts that you will need to edit together your very own projects. So make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and leave a comment telling us what you want to see next.